Okay, Habiba. So as we learned yesterday, give me a minute, please. Give me a minute. Can you hear any noises? Do you hear any noise,
A
Habiba?
bit,
Okay, just give me a minute.
kind of, yeah.
Okay, Habiba. Do you still hear the noise?
No,
Okay, so yesterday, Habiba, we learned about the inherited traits, that those are traits passed to us from our parents, or features passed to us from our parents, like the eye color, the hair color, skin color, freckles, how our hair feels, okay, the ear loop shape. Do you remember this?
yeah.
Yes, and also some of the behaviors, like if we use our right hand or left hand, okay, this is also inherited. Okay, you can see this picture
Uh,
of, yes, yes, Habiba, yes, Habiba, what did you say?
yes.
Come on. Do you have any problems with this?
No,
Okay, so you can see this picture of some puppies. Can you see them?
yeah.
Yes, all of them are siblings. They come from the same mother and father. They come from the same parents, but they still look different. Why is that? Because each one inherited a different trait, right? Like the white and the black one.
Yeah,
Yes?
yeah,
So the one that looks
yeah.
different, yes. So even the one or the two puppies that look different, they also inherited traits from their parents, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Remember when we said that farmers used to breed horses with desirable traits? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, I stopped sharing for a minute because I need to open a folder for you. Where is it? Here it is. Okay, Habiba, can you see my screen now?
Yeah.
Yes. So we talked about this yesterday, if you remember. Of course, you can go watch the
Yeah.
video again if you want. This is the ear
Yeah.
loop shape, attached like this one, or a free ear loop like the one on the right. Can you see the difference?
Yeah.
Okay. Also,
Yeah.
some behaviors like being right-handed or left-handed. In here, we said the farmers used to breed horses with desirable traits, like the traits they wanted
Yeah.
the young horses to carry. They used to breed both parents that carry what they want, like a strong horse with a fast one. Okay, so maybe the offsprings will carry both, being fast and the strength. Okay, Habiba, if you have something,
Yes, your voice is glitching.
can you hear me now? Maybe there is a
Yeah.
problem with the internet connection because I think there are map tests today. You check the timetable.
Yeah.
Yes, there is a map exam today. So maybe that's why there is some problems with the internet connection. Anyway, I'm going to record this session and I'm going to upload it on the YouTube, okay?
Okay.
Okay. We also learned that traits are not inherited or mixed the way people used to think, like not a purple flower with a white flower will produce a lavender one. It's not done this way.
Yeah.
And then we learned about Grigor Mendel, the one who was interested in plants, and he used to see that all plants have different traits. And he noticed that the pea plant, whether it was tall plant or short plant, remember?
Yeah.
So he decided to do an experiment on it so he can learn more about genes and how genes pass from the parents to the offspring. And why did he choose the pea plants again? Because they have distinctive features and they are self-pollinated. We said distinctive features mean that they have different traits, obvious different traits. You can see them, like they are whether tall or short, with a purple flower or a white flower. Maybe their peas, they could be green or yellow or rounded and wrinkled. Okay. The second reason that they are self-pollinated, which means no other pollen from any other flower will join the egg. So that means the pollen in the same flower will join the egg also in the same flower. So the tall plants will always produce tall plants, and short plants will always produce short plants. Okay? Do you get this point, Habiba?
Okay. Yeah.
Do you have any problems with this one?
No.
Okay. So what he did is that he crossed pollinating the pea plants for the first time. So if we zoomed into this picture in here, you will see that he cut the answer, which was the parts responsible for making pollen. So this white flower will not be able to produce seeds now because it does not have the male seed cells, which are carried by the pollen. And he took the pollen from the purple flower and added it to the stigma in the white flower. So that was the first time pea plants were cross-pollinated. Okay? They were always self-pollinated, remember?
Yeah.
Okay. So what he got in the first generation, as you can see, we have the parent generation, tall and short, as he did. He breeded a tall plant with a short plant. The first generation, all of them were tall plants. That was surprising for him. Like, where did the short trait go? So he led the first generation to be self-pollinated. He did not interfere with this one. Okay, so he led the plant to self-pollinate itself. Okay, okay, Habiba.
Yeah.
Yes. What was surprising for him is that
Okay.
second generation. Okay, three of them were tall plants and only one was short. Can you see that?
Yeah.
So that means that the first generation, this generation, okay, carried the trait for shortness, but it was hidden inside of it, okay? Only the tall one appeared because tall ones are dominant traits. So we have how many types of traits? Dominant and recessive traits, okay?
Okay.
Okay. A dominant trait, like tallness in this case, is a strong trait that will appear even if the organism has only one factor of it. So in the tall plants in here, they carried both factors for tall and shortness, right? In the first generation, they carried both genes from the both parents. Can you see?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they carried both factors,
Yeah.
tallness and shortness. But only tall trait is the one that appeared or was the most expressed because it's the dominant trait. Because it's a dominant.
Great.
Are you with me, Habiba?
Yeah.
Okay. Now in the second generation, those first generation plants carried both tall and shortness. So most of them were tall because it's a dominant, and only one was short because this one carried the recessive trait, which is a weak trait, okay, like shortness in here, and it appears if organisms has two factors of it. So it cannot appear if it carries dominant trait. So it must be only short traits, okay? So this short plant, yeah, Habiba, will produce short offsprings because it carries only the shortness trait.
Uh,
Okay, but those tall plants maybe carry
yes.
both tallness and shortness. Okay,
Okay.
okay. Some examples of the dominant traits, like the brown eyes, being right-handed, having a free ear loop, rolling the tongue, all of those are dominant traits. They appear the most. That's why if a man with blue eyes married a woman with brown eyes, there is a big chance for their kids to carry a brown eye, right?
Yeah.
Yes, only a few will carry the blue one because blue eye color is actually a rare one. It's a recessive trait.
Yeah.
Brown eye color is stronger. That's why it's dominant. That's why it will appear the most. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So let's watch. Let's move to the study sheet. You can find the study sheet on the SMS now. Okay.
Okay.
So again, Mendel noticed that most of the plants were tall and others were short. Okay. So he breeded a tall plant with a short plant. The first generation were all tall plants, as you can see. And the second generation, 3/4 of them were tall. That means 3 out of 4 were tall plants. Okay, and only 1 out of 4 was a short
Uh,
plant, like you can see. So it's one out of 4 is a short plant, as you can see, and 3 out of 4 are tall plants. So if we said why tallness is a dominant trait, why did Mendel think that tallness is a dominant trait? Because it was the most expressed trait. It was the one that appeared the most. Okay? Most of the
yeah.
plants were tall ones. That's why it's the dominant one. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So what did he learn from this experiment? He learned that the characteristic or the features are controlled by a pair of factors. Okay, one of those factors could be a dominant, the other one could be recessive, maybe both of them could be dominant, maybe both of them could be recessive, like in the case of short plants in here. Each parent passes one of its pair of factors to an offspring. The way that factors combine is the one that determines if it's going to have a dominant trait or a recessive trait. Mendel learned that traits can also skip generations because you can see in here that shortness was in the parent generation, but it skipped the first generation and it appeared in the second one. Can you see that shortness skipped the first generation? It did not
Yeah.
appear in the first generation. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yes. The famous question, why did he choose the pea plants? Because they were self-pollinated and they have distinctive features, which means they have different features, the obvious ones. You don't have to say distinctive features. You don't have to write distinctive feature. Okay? You can say unobvious
Yeah.
differences. Okay? It was easy to see the differences between both plants.
Yeah.
Type, why are some of the plants tall, others are short? Because the height of the plants depends on the factors they inherit. Whether they inherited a dominant trait for tallness, so they will only carry tall trait, or they carry both dominant and recessive, but only the tall one will appear. Or maybe they only carried recessive traits, that they will always carry the recessive one to their offspring, like the short plants in this case. Okay? So tallness, يا حبيبة, is a strong trait. It's a dominant one. And we give it, or we express it with capital letters. Okay. Habiba, do you have any questions?
No, miss. No.
Okay. Now, some of these traits will help the organisms to survive in the environment, which we call adaptation. Okay, so what do we mean by adaptation? It's any trait or behavior, something the animal do. I'm sorry, that's something the animal does that helps it to survive in the environment. Okay. Okay, Habiba. So again, guys,
So
as
that
we
was
said that
on chapter 4.
yes, yes, guys, give me a minute. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, we said that the
Yes,
desirable
miss.
traits that the offsprings inherit from their parents help them adapt or survive in the environment. Okay?
The seahorse.
Yes. So what do we mean by adaptation again? Are the traits or behaviors that the organisms inherit or are passed to the offspring from their parents that help them survive in the environment. So we have a lot of types of adaptation, like a physical one in the shape, the body structure, like having a strong teeth in the shark, his body covering, how he moves so fast, being able to camouflage or some coverings on our body to protect the body from any injuries, like lizards having hard skin. Okay, like camouflage, like Tanahi said, to be able to blend in with the environment.
Yeah.
Can you see the frog down there?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, prey would like to, blend in with the environment or become invisible, so predators will not attack them. But why would a
Yeah.
predator have the same ability or the same trait? Why would a predator want to camouflage with the environment?
Because there's a
Yes.
bigger
I can't hear
animals.
you. Raise your voice.
Because there is bigger animals that can eat him.
No. For example, a polar bear is a natural predator. It does not have any natural predators. No one will attack him. But he
Yeah.
still needs camouflage. Why do you think he needs to camouflage?
To protect his babies.
Okay, maybe. But what about an adult one? It doesn't need protection. So it's to make it easier for him to hunt. So if it's invisible, the prey will not be able to see him clearly. Okay, so now he can attack it easily, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, guys, look at this picture in here. Can you see the elephant?
No. Oh yeah. For a second I thought it was a wall.
Okay, guys, can you see the elephant? Can you guys see the elephant?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Let me zoom into it. Let me zoom into the picture. Can you guys see his
For a
ears?
second I thought yeah.
The
For a
tail?
second I thought it was a wall.
Well, it's an elephant. Can you see how it's easy for it to
Yeah.
camouflage because of its body color?
Yeah.
Yes, some of traits or some of the, it's not a camouflage, but can you see the colors of the zebras, for example? They
Yeah.
confuse the predators, they confuse them. Okay, this color pattern.
Yeah.
We have another type which is
Yeah.
mimicry, remember? To mimic another organism, to look like another organism. Like the
Yeah.
butterfly in here looking like an owl,
Yeah.
so it can scare its predators. In here we have two types of snakes. One of them is poisonous,
Yeah.
the other one is non-poisonous. So now the non-poisonous one looks exactly the same like a poisonous one. So he can scare, his predators because hawk, owls, all of those feed on snakes. So now when they see that it looks like a poisonous one, they
Yeah.
will not attack it, right? Yes. So mimic or mimicry means to look like
Yeah.
another dangerous organism. And here we have two types of butterflies. One of them is poisonous for birds, and the other one is not. So you can see that the other one looks like a poisonous one. Can you see?
Yeah.
Yes. So it can protect itself from birds.
Yeah.
Some behaviors also, like migration, to move from a cold climate or a cold
Yeah.
place to a warm place, move from a place where there's no enough food to a place where there is enough food. This is a behavior adaptation. Okay, so it's something the animal does. Okay,
Yeah.
we have another type which is hibernation. Do you know what do you mean by hibernation?
Yeah. To eat like the bear, he eats a lot when he
Yes,
sleeps in winter.
exactly. Yes, to go into a sleep-like state.
A
So he
deep
can
sleep.
save energy. Yes, during winter, for example, there is no enough food in the winter, so he goes
Yeah.
into this state, which is a sleep-like one, and he saves his energy, so he can wake up in spring and start eating during spring and summer, and then goes back to hibernation. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Back to the study sheet. So again, guys, we have a physical adaptation, which means change in the shape, like this type of rabbit, for example. He can change the color of his fur. In the winter, it becomes white, and in summer, it becomes brown. So in the winter, it needs to be white so he can blend in with the snow. And in summer, it becomes
Yeah.
brown so he can blend in with the trees and stuff like that.
Trees
Behavioral
maybe.
adaptation means
Yeah.
it's something the animals would do. Okay. Some of these behaviors are not taught. يعني, the animal is born with it. Okay. Other behaviors are
Yeah.
learned, like cats, for example. They learn how to hunt by their parents.
Yeah.
Yes, but for example, a snake excreting the poison out of his mouth, for example. This is not a learned one. It's something he just does it because he feels it. He was born with it, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Sweating isn't a type of adaptation. Do you guys know that? When it's too hot, our bodies start to, produce
أنا حلفت.
sweat, yes. So it can decrease our body temperature so we will
Yeah.
not feel or our bodies will not become too hot. Okay,
Yeah.
guys? Yeah, some snakes or rattlesnake makes venom. It's like a poison, helps it hunt and also protects itself.
Yeah.
Okay, all these traits, guys, are carried to us by genes. Okay,
Yeah.
yes. Gene is a part of a chromosome that contains your DNA or your genetic information, like your hair color, your skin color, how tall you are, um, how you act sometimes. Okay, and we learned in
Yeah.
term one that chromosomes are found inside the nucleus. Do you guys remember that? So if
Yeah.
you looked at this picture in here, you'll find the nucleus. Inside of it, there are chromosomes, and those chromosomes carry your genes. Can you see?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. For example, this X-like shape, this is actually a chromosome. It's not an X, but looks like one. you can see that it has different parts on it. Each part carries a specific gene for a specific trait.
Yeah.
For example, a part for for the eye color, another part for the blood type, for the hair, for growing, if you are tall or short. So a gene for a particular trait is found at specific place on the chromosome. Okay? So they are not mixed randomly. They look like codes, you know, in the computer. Okay, all the inherited traits like holding the tongue, brown eyes, having dark skin, having dark hair, all of those are controlled by genes. They are controlled by
Genes.
Thumb possession is like this picture in here. Okay, some people put their left thumb on the right one, others do the opposite thing. So this is also an inherited trait.
Yeah.
Okay, so last but not least, guys, is that all of us are genetically unique. Everyone has his own genetic information, unless you have a twin, of course. Maybe you will share something, but like each one of you guys carries his own genetic information, his own DNA. Okay, there is no one else with exactly the same combination of factors you have. Okay?
Yeah.
Yes. Do you have any questions about this?
Maybe the hair color, maybe.
Maybe, yes, but they still will not carry the same combination, like the same mix of traits you guys have.
Yeah.
That's why each one of us has his own DNA. Each one has his own fingerprints, for example. So each one of us is a unique person, okay? Okay, guys. Do you have any questions before leaving the session?
No. Miss, is the quiz on chapter 4 lesson 2?
Yes, this lesson, yes. You will find the video, inshallah, about the worksheet, doing the worksheet, as soon as possible this week before the quiz, so you guys can study before the quiz, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Do you guys have any questions before leaving?
No, thank you.
Okay. Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that, Habiba? Okay. See you soon, Habib.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.